Here we are, just who we are. Chances are we'll be the stars, reflections in each other's eyes, an image of where our love will rise. Welcome back again to this meditation session where we will hear a message from the gods, channeled through Om Prakash Gilmore, and then we will have an opportunity to sit, to meditate, to connect with our greater selves. Before that, I want to tell you a little bit about this person here who's doing this. I've always had difficulty believing in such things as channeling and things like that. But you know, in the Pentecostal church, it used to be common that people would get up and they'd preach and they'd say they were channeling the Spirit of God. That changed as people got more sophisticated, as people got more left-brained, as material science began to take over, and people used to give up all of those things they called gifts of the Spirit, or diminish them, or they were pushed over into a little corner in the corner of the bookstore. They said New Age or whatever it is that they used to say, and now they've been moved to the fringe. But anyone who is called to serve the higher power actually is able to speak from that place and to channel whatever that spirit is. As I said before, for me, it was even difficult to believe in such things like that because I was a psychology major. I studied social science a lot. I studied psychology. I studied a lot of things. So when I think of things like channeling or extraterrestrials or energy healing or things like that, I always question them, which is very strange because I myself do energy healing. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I have studied Qigong healing. I've been meditating since I was around 17 years old and doing dream work and all of that just to prove myself wrong. I think this is the last step moving forward, being who I want to be and was meant to be. And so all of you benefit from the fact that I've been studying for more than 40 years in order to get in contact with my greater self, which in this case has turned out to be a feminine entity. The goddess personified with many voices and many faces. The one that you will be hearing from very soon. And so we're going to begin with a little bit of a chant. And then we will go into what is called the Dharma talk in Buddhism. And then we'll have another little chant along with a guided meditation. And you can meditate for the next 20, 30, 40 minutes as long as you like. And when you're done, if you like what you're hearing, please hit the button and subscribe to us. You can even become a supporter for us through Patreon. There's a link below the description of this program. And we're going to do this as much as possible, and eventually we hope to live stream it. And we hope to offer a live stream and an opportunity for people to call in either through Zoom or Edison Live in order to talk with us and ask questions at the end. And if you want to leave comments and ask any questions, we'll address those questions the next time we're on the air. Okay? Okay, now this thing is something very serious, yes. But we must remember, as hard as life is right now, we have to enjoy ourselves to the best of our ability. That's something I'm going to do. And it's something that you should do also. The chant comes from the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. The chant is simply Om Mani Padme Hum, which is a celebration of the jewel at the center of the lotus blossom, that jewel being that diamond or that pearl at the center of the self, which is the true self. I would do a short chant in order just to get into the mood and go straight into the Dharma talk. Just goes Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. The question: why is all of this happening right now? Why is everything falling apart? The world as you know it is dead. All of the anger and all of the frustration and all of the pain and suffering has been growing like a poison that has been set and charged and shoved down into a bank account and shoved in until there is no more room to hold it. The pressure has become so great that now all of the poison, the hatred, the violence, and the falsity is beginning to bubble up, to overflow, to spill into your world. Finally, that which has been taken in by nature and held by nature is allowed to be expelled by nature. And so you see, all of the things happening today are not coming to punish. They are coming as a result of those seeds that have been sown throughout generations. And this is not a new thing. It is like the filling of a glass with water. The water is poured in and it slowly rises and rises and rises until it overflows and must be emptied until the glass is clean and full of emptiness. Within this emptiness is where we find life and the creative nature of the universe. This emptiness is actually that which provides a space for the filling of the glass. And so in order to start over again, that which is poisonous must be removed. Some people call this Kali Yuga. Some people call it the end of the world. No matter what one calls it, it is a natural thing. Something that has to happen as sure as winter follows the fall. As sure as fall follows summer, sure as summer follows spring, it is destined that this place should be shaken until all that is left is love. And so, what seems like tragedy, pain and suffering and death is seen by us as a cleansing of that which has been tainted for so long, that has been captured by those who were cast down into this region of space so they could do no more damage. Cast down, but their twisted ambition and their anger and aggression has tainted the human family to the point that many of them have fallen into the same negative experiences and negative drives. They have adopted the hatred, lowered themselves to the level of those who have been cast down, and now they find themselves suffering same karmic effects as the others. Who are those others? You have them described in many of your religions, many fables, many mysteries. Some think of them as fallen angels, some beings in the heavens who were so tainted and so angry and so vile that the others got together and cast them down into certain spaces, certain times, certain vibratory planes, so they could no longer destroy the rest of the universe. I would say all of these descriptions are just perfect. They are all metaphors. They are all metaphors for powers and principalities and their manifestation and spiritual wickedness in high places, which is easily seen in your world right now. When we look at the face of those, especially in your country, we can see evil incarnate, the twisting and the warping, the changing of everything that brings forth life in order to bring forth death, in order to destroy everything that is lovely, everything that is beautiful, everything that is just. You're living in a world that is being ruled by reptilian-like demonic people. For when people talk about reptilians taking over the world, if we really begin to look, you can really see that they are talking more about the mindset, the reptilian brain that exists in each and every head of every human being, that is geared only for personal survival, not caring about other people, geared for the capitalist society that we find ourselves in right now. The ones that you have created, that you have nurtured, that you have come to love. For the taming of the reptilian brain has not come from growth, mutual understanding, releasing love into the world. No, it has come from creating a system and a society that allows it to crush, kill, and destroy, all in the name of beauty and love. Twisting, warping the very fabric of reality. But reality exists. And now the warp is being removed. Everything is being leveled. Falsity is being shaken off. And we're going to find ourselves right back at point zero. And all of the pain and suffering and all of the losses have been expected. And all of the souls who decided to come into the world at this time knew exactly that they were coming into the world at this time. And they all knew that they had the power and the strength to survive what was necessary in order to find like-minded souls, in order to find people who were imbued with strength and power, but who had lost their way by deception, by being trapped too long in the body, in this earth. And so, as things fall apart, new things will take their place, and all that will be lost in this exchange are the material things, including the physical bodies of men, women, children, animals. But you see, there is a greater understanding that the human being refuses to really grasp onto. You are more than the physical. You are more than the body. You've clung to the material, to the physical for so long that you have forgotten that all is energy and all is spirit and all is regenerated. So whenever something dies, it is a tragedy. But in reality, it is only a return to the source from which it comes. So do not mourn the death, the pain, the tragedy. Work to end the suffering of people while they are engaged in the act, to relieve the suffering and to bring about justice is more important than mourning those who are dying and passing away. And all that every human being with a heart and spirit is called for is to end the suffering as best as possible on this earth. And soon there will be a new creation, as all old things are swept away, but this creation must begin in your heart. And so the things happening right now are happening to bring the human family awareness, to awaken one to the sense of cruelty that exists within the collective human psyche, and the need, by attaining the light and being the light, to transmute that darkness and pain into joy and love. For darkness and pain and suffering in its natural state was only to move a person towards growth and change. It was something that could be handled when it was spread upon a community, and the community worked hard to end suffering and to care for the person in need. But even pain and suffering has been twisted by the human family into that which is evil. Suffering and pain, the natural ability to learn and to let go, has been weaponized in order to torture and punish each other. The current events are a mirror of the collective conscious of the universe that comes from the creative energy of human beings unleashed with lack of responsibility for use of that power. I could say, like many say, that it is just a new birth, a great creative thing, to look forward to how good it is and wonderful it is, but the truth is, right now, it is not good. It is not wonderful. We cannot just jump from the experience to the future and ignore what is happening now. For right now, the pain is real, the suffering is real, the hurt is real, and it is up to each and every one of us to learn to deal with that suffering and that hurt and pain, instead of spiritually bypassing it and smiling and grinning about this new age that has come in your world. Nothing has come yet. And saying that it has come when things are just getting worse is the same deception, the same fantasy, the same false hope that has brought about the devastation that is happening now. We are done. We're going to do the chant now. It's a good opportunity for you to meditate and contemplate and relax into the moment. And then I will give you a guided meditation and allow you to sit for 20 minutes or as long as you would like. In peace. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Shanti. 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 Just take time to relax. Taking a nice deep breath. Breathing in deep in the belly. And breathing out. Breathing in relaxation. And breathing out all of the stress. Feeling the body sinking into the earth and feeling the head expanding upwards as we feel the air going in and out, allowing ourselves to hear the breath for a few moments coming in and going out. And we slowly breathe in and out, and we slow the breath slower and slower until we can no longer hear our breath, but we turn our ears inward and listen to the space where the sound of the breath previously was, breathing slowly in and out, and listening to the silence. And we just sit for 20 minutes. And then after, leave any comments or questions that you would have for the next session.